Hello, Sebastian here from Twin Peaks. We have built a very nice function into our ZoneFinder, which now allows us to transfer the levels that we have created in one chart over to another chart, so both our wick levels for the minimum and maximum wick, as well as our compression zones, which we have carefully created here. To do this, you will need the Pro version, which is important to know. Then we have here in our main chart, the master, so to speak. There is then the setting for chart link number. This is, so to speak, the unique identification number for this chart, because we can send any number of signals from one chart to, if we then have our second chart or several charts on which we want to display this, we must load our additional indicator here in the indicators. This is included in the ZoneFinder Pro and is then called ZoneFinder Duplicator. If we have it in the chart, first appears here at the top as ZFD. If we open it, then we also have the chart link number here under General, and this must match the one we also have here in the main chart. In this way, we can make different combinations so that we can, for example, split from 3 different charts to any number of other recipient charts. So this ID must always match so that we can see this. I close this here in the master chart once, and here on the left we can then set that reload after host chart reloaded means if I press F here on the right side and do this reload, this also happens here on the other charts that follow the whole thing. To display something now, we have to select here whether we want to have the whole thing at max wick, min wick, or compression zones. On the right-hand side, we now see a few compression zones and a few levels from the min wick setting, where I simply said where there are at least 20 ticks of shadow, I would like to have a line. And I can now set this here accordingly. Here, show wick levels. I say canvas wide, and then we already see they are all displayed here accordingly. Transfer, and I do the whole thing again at compression zones. I also say again, canvas right. And then I can also see all the zones here. And if I were to update something here and reload it once, then it is also reloaded at the same time in the left chart. We can already see here with the global crosshairs that exactly this zone here, this green, which then turns red, is created here, so to speak. So this is where it is created. If I go further to the left, then this is exactly the area. Although there was no bar here in the actual sense, because we are, yes, here in the ER range chart and here in the 5-minute chart, but can we just so very useful transfer these things? We can also see that the levels always start a little differently in offset because these are exactly the wicks, so slight temporal offsets. But unfortunately, there's no other way to do it. But basically, everything here matches the levels. So a very, very practical function to display the whole thing here like this, then here too. To see where the levels are, which might have been interesting for me here from the other chart, in order to then perhaps also become active in scalping here. Exactly. So much for now. And if you have any questions, feel free to contact by email, via our homepage, via the contact form, use, and it suits you, via Instagram. And then we will be happy to answer questions about the functions here.